Greetings, viewers around the globe.
This maintain custody. All right, you guys make way. Thank you, Sheriff. Good luck the rest of the evening.
Thank you for joining us. I'm here with the prosecutors investigators who have worked diligently on the investigation of criminal intent to interfere in the administration of Georgia's 2020 presidential election. Today, based on information developed by that investigation, a Fulton County grand jury returned a true bill of indictment charging 19 individuals with violations of Georgia law arising from a criminal conspiracy to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election in this state. The indictment includes 41 felony counts and is 97 pages long. Please remember that everyone charged in this bill of indictment is presumed innocent. Specifically, the indictment brings felony charges against Donald John Trump, Rudolph William Louis Giuliani, John Charles Eastman, Mark Randall Meadows, John Chiefborough, Jeffrey Clark, Jenna Lynn Ellis, Ray Stalling Smith III, Robert David Cheatley, Michael A. Roman, David James Schaefer, Sean Michael Tresher Steele, Stephen Clifford Lee, Harrison William Prescott Floyd, Travion C. Cootie, Sydney Catherine Powell, individual charged in the indictment is charged with one count of violating Georgia's Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act through participation in a criminal enterprise in Fulton County, Georgia, and elsewhere to accomplish the illegal goal of allowing Donald J. Trump to seize the presidential term of office beginning on January 20th, 21. Specifically, the participants in association took various actions in Georgia and elsewhere to block the counting of the votes of the presidential electors who were certified as the winners of Georgia's 2020 general election. As you examine the indictment, you will see acts that are identified as overt acts and those that are identified as predicate acts, sometimes called acts of racketeering activity. Overt acts are not necessarily crimes under Georgia law in isolation, but are alleged to be acts taken in furtherance of the conspiracy. Many occurred in Georgia, and some occurred in other jurisdictions and are included because the grand jury believes they were part of the illegal effort to overturn the results of Georgia's 2020 presidential election. The acts identified as predicate acts or acts of racketeering activity are crimes that are alleged to have been committed in furtherance of the criminal enterprise. Acts of racketeering activity are also charged as separate counts in the indictment against those who are alleged to have committed. All elections in our nation are administered by the states, which are given the responsibility of ensuring a fair process and an accurate counting of the votes. That includes elections for presidential electors, Congress, state officials, and local officers. The state's role in this process is essential to the functioning of our democracy. Georgia, like every state, has laws that allow those who believe that results of an election are wrong, whether because of intentional wrongdoing or unintentional error, to challenge those results in our state courts. The indictment alleges that rather than abide by Georgia's legal process for election challenges, the defendants engaged in a criminal racketeering enterprise to overturn Georgia's presidential election results. Subsequent to the indictment, as is the normal process in Georgia law, the grand jury issued arrest warrants for those who are charged. I am giving the defendants the opportunity to voluntarily surrender no later than noon on Friday, the 25th day of August, 2023. I remind everyone here that an indictment is only a series of allegations based on a grand jury's determination of probable cause to support the charges. It is now the duty of my office to prove these charges in the indictment beyond a reasonable doubt at trial. I would like to take a moment to thank the Superior Court Clerk, Shay Alexander, and her staff for staying late and making sure that this indictment was processed. I would also like to thank the men and women of Sheriff Abad's office for keeping the courthouse open, but most importantly, for keeping us safe in the weeks and months that have led up to this indictment, and for what I know they will continue to do to keep us safe. We also want to thank the Atlanta Police Department and other law enforcement partners who have worked with the sheriff to keep us safe. I will now take a very limited number of questions prior to going to sleep. that we had a grand jury here in Fulton County. They deliberated till almost 8 o'clock, if not right after 8 o'clock. An indictment was returned. It was true bill, and we now have an indictment. I am not an expert on social duties or even administrative. I know how to work in the system. And I'm not an expert. Next question.
Greetings to you all. Breaking news from Fulton County, Georgia. In a significant development, a grand jury in Georgia has issued indictments against former President Donald Trump today. The charges include felony racketeering and a range of conspiracy allegations, all stemming from an extensive investigation into actions taken by him and his associates to overturn the outcome of the 2020 election. This comprehensive 41-count indictment also implicates prominent figures such as lawyers Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, Kenneth Chesebro, Jenna Ellis, and Ray Smith, along with several others. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis initiated this legal action, having assembled a special grand jury last year, which diligently gathered testimony from a substantial 75 witnesses. One of the most notable incidents during the campaign to influence Georgia officials was a recorded conversation in which President Trump urged Republican Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger to procure the votes necessary to surpass Joe Biden's tally. This event, among others, has been scrutinized as part of the broader investigation. As this legal process unfolds, we'll continue to provide you with updates on this developing story. Stay tuned for more details as they emerge. I'm Bolanle Ajulo Tajuddin. Here with me is Oluwatoyin Coker. Well, Oluwatoyin, this is it. Another devastating blow for the former president as the Fulton County, Georgia just dropped a legal bombshell.
Oh, Bolanle, this isn't the first rodeo for Trump. Remember those 3 previous charges? It's like he's collecting legal souvenirs. And now this latest saga might just make his presidential dreams a bit more complicated.
Bolanle, there's no denying that the situation is escalating for the former president. It seems things have taken a turn for the worse as he's now grappling with his 4th indictment, and this one reads like a CVS receipt on steroids. We're talking about charges of felony racketeering, a web of conspiracy allegations, and a laundry list of alleged wrongdoings that's quite the read.
Absolutely. It's a spicy mix of drama and politics. With the 41-count indictment and a lineup including Giuliani and Ellis, it's like assembling the Avengers of legal cases.
And let's not forget that memorable chat with Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. Trump's attempt to work his vote-finding magic might come back to haunt him.
Oh well, hold tight folks, because this story is far from over. As the legal gears turn and the election ambitions simmer, we'll keep you in the loop. Stay tuned for more twists and turns.
Greetings viewers around the globe. Welcome to your favorite channel, Opitan Global Media. My name is Bolanle Ajulo, and here with me in the studio,
My name is Oluwatoyin Coker. Greetings to viewers worldwide. Thank you for rejoining us as we bring you the latest news update at this hour.
here are the world news headlines.
In another tragic news in the northern Indian state of Himachal Pradesh, heavy rains and landslides claimed the lives of over 40 individuals. Among them, 9 lost their lives when flooding led to the collapse of a temple in the state capital, Shimla, a renowned tourist spot. The incident occurred around 8 a.m. local time as the state's chief minister Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu reported during a visit to the temple site. The bodies of the deceased have been recovered, and local authorities are diligently working to clear debris. While 5 individuals have been rescued, approximately 20 to 25 people remain trapped, prompting ongoing rescue efforts. With the overall death toll reaching 41 across Himachal Pradesh, India's Home Affairs Minister, Amit Shah, expressed his distress over the loss of life. The National Disaster Response Force is collaborating with local authorities to execute relief and rescue operations, while the public has been advised to stay indoors and avoid risky areas. With the Indian Meteorological Department issuing a red alert for the state, traffic police officials have also urged people to refrain from travel due to continuing heavy rains. Devastating images circulating on social media depict damaged roads, fallen trees, and torrents of water carrying immense rocks down mountains.
Tragedy has struck in northwestern Ethiopia's town of Finote Selam as a powerful explosion claimed the lives of at least 26 individuals amid intense confrontations between government forces and a local militia. Another 50 people were injured in the blast, as reported by Manaye Tenyao, the CEO of Finote Selam General Hospital. The total number of casualties remains uncertain, with these figures representing only those treated at the hospital. The exact cause of the explosion remains unclear. The hospital had already treated over 160 individuals in the days leading up to this incident due to ongoing clashes between government forces and the Fano militia across the Amhara region. The Ethiopian Human Rights Commission expressed deep concern over the heavy fighting between these groups, which began on August 3rd, following months of tension and sporadic clashes. The situation escalated to the extent that the Ethiopian government declared a 6-month state of emergency in the Amhara region on August 4th. Once allies against Tigrayan forces, the government and the Fano militia have turned adversaries in recent months due to disagreements over the disbandment of regional forces.
In a resolute stance against escalating Chinese threats, Taiwan's vice president and potential presidential candidate, William Lai, affirmed his nation's unwavering stance. During a stopover in the United States en route to Paraguay for its upcoming presidential inauguration, Lai defied Beijing's criticism of his trip. A frontrunner in Taiwan's January presidential race, Lai emphasized his country's firm position. Notably, Paraguay is one of only 13 nations to maintain formal diplomatic relations with Taiwan, which operates as a self-governing democracy. Despite China's claims, Taiwan remains independent. The Wagner Group, a private Russian military company, is reportedly undergoing potential downsizing and reorganization, as revealed by the British Ministry of Defense. This move is believed to stem from financial pressures, aiming to reduce salary expenditures. The Russian state's actions against business interests of Yevgeny Prigozhin, the Wagner Group's owner, following a failed mutiny in June 2023, could be influencing this situation. The British Ministry of Defense also raises the possibility of the Kremlin ceasing financial support for the Wagner Group, potentially leading Belarusian authorities to step in as financiers. However, the ministry highlights the strain that the Wagner Group's significant troop presence could place on Belarus's limited resources.
World stage. In a startling development, a Su-30 fighter jet belonging to Vladimir Putin crashed during a training session on Saturday, August 12th, resulting in a tragic loss of both crew members aboard. The incident unfolded in Kaliningrad, a region situated on the Baltic Sea. During a routine training exercise, the Russian Su-30 aircraft, commonly utilized in Ukrainian operations, suddenly lost control and nosedived at a low altitude, horrifying witnesses who captured footage of the aircraft's alarming descent and subsequent explosion upon impact. Telegram sources suggest that an explosion occurred in the air as the jet was descending, leading to the crash. The Western Military District attributed the incident to a technical fault, asserting that the Su-30 was on a training flight without live ammunition. The crash site's proximity to the Suwalki corridor, which lies between Kaliningrad and Belarus and is considered NATO's weakest link, has raised concerns about potential provocations involving Wagner's mercenary army.
According to a close source cited by Express UK, Queen Elizabeth II maintained a continuous hope that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle would eventually reconcile and return to the royal fold. Despite the couple stepping down from their royal roles in 2020, citing media pressure and addressing issues of racism and mental health in interviews, the late monarch was steadfast in her desire to keep them within the royal family. The report indicates that Queen Elizabeth's determination stemmed from her reluctance to signal to her grandson a permanent estrangement, with an ongoing hope that the Sussexes would find a path back to their royal responsibilities.
Representative Greg Stube of Florida, a Republican, has revealed his submission of articles of impeachment against President Biden on Friday. Citing high crimes and misdemeanors, Stube's office detailed allegations including fraud, obstruction of justice, and bribery, centered around claims of illicit business transactions and tax infractions. Stoib declared it's long past time to impeach Joe Biden, asserting that the president has compromised the integrity of his position and eroded trust in the presidency while acting against the rule of law. Having endorsed former President Trump for the 2024 presidential race, Stube is presently among a contingent of Florida House representatives standing alongside Trump at the Iowa State Fair. He maintains that Trump is uniquely positioned to rectify what he views as the disastrous policies of the Biden administration, as he expressed during his endorsement announcement in April.
The prospect of constructing a chip factory in Arizona has unexpectedly sparked controversy. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, aims to revive its Arizona chip factory project by seeking specialized workers, skills that are reportedly scarce among Americans. Engaging in discussions with the U.S. government since June, TSMC is pursuing expedited non-immigrant E-2 visas for around 500 Taiwanese workers. However, this move has faced opposition from the Arizona Pipe Trades 469 union, representing thousands of skilled workers, who are petitioning against the visas. The dispute is the latest episode in the U.S.'s efforts to establish a foothold in the semiconductor chip industry, driven by escalating global reliance on chip-dependent devices and a desire for self-sufficiency, especially in potential conflicts with China. An authoritarianism expert has raised concerns about remarks made by Representative Matt Gaetz, RFL, while standing alongside former President Donald Trump, as Gaetz pledged to employ force to bring about change in Washington, D.C. Given Trump's recent indictment in connection with the January 6th insurrection, historian and author Ruth Ben-Ghiat finds Gaetz's comments disconcerting. Speaking at the Iowa State Fair, Gaetz expressed his dissatisfaction with those he believes are harming the country and suggested that change can only be achieved through force in the corrupt town of Washington, D.C. Gaetz further implied that any action against Trump is an attack on their movement and all supporters.
Following a CNN report revealing that Georgia investigators possess communications connecting his legal team to a voting system breach in Coffee County, the former president responded by criticizing Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis and including Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg in his remarks. According to CNN's report, evidence suggests that the voting system breach was orchestrated from the top down by Trump's team rather than being an organic effort by local supporters. Trump, already indicted 3 times, voiced his objections on his Truth Social platform, asserting that the real election interference occurred through rigging and theft, not by his actions. He criticized the DA's approach to justice and implicated a corrupt Department of Justice in attempts to maintain Biden's presidency, describing the system as dishonest and broken. Rep. Lauren Boebert, RCO, has faced strong criticism from social media users for implying that President Joe Biden hasn't adequately addressed the Maui fires. The inferno in Lahaina, Hawaii, has tragically claimed 93 lives and caused significant destruction to over 2,200 structures, resulting in an estimated $6 billion in property damage, according to the Associated Press. Boebert's comment questioned Biden's attention to the situation, claiming 3,000 destroyed homes, 80 people dead. Where's Joe Biden? On vacation, of course, along with the assertion that there appears to be no limit to the president's actions. Responding to the disaster, the Biden administration declared the region a natural disaster area and committed to providing assistance, while Biden himself emphasized their immediate efforts to help those affected by the fires during a Thursday event.
Nigeria. Good evening. I'm here with breaking news. The Nigeria Labor Congress, NLC, has taken a firm stance against any potential increase in the pump price of petroleum beyond N617. NLC President Joe Ajaero delivered this ultimatum today, August 14th, 2023, during a meeting of the African Trade Union Alliance in Abuja. There are concerning signs that the cost of petroleum might soon surge to a range between N680 and N720 per liter. This impending price hike is being attributed to the rising Naira-dollar exchange rate, which is edging closer to N1000 for $1. Presently, the exchange rate hovers between N910 and N950 in the parallel market. It's noteworthy that organized labor leaders had recently put on hold a proposed indefinite strike following discussions with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Stay tuned for further updates on this critical development. In a recent development, the Kano state government has taken decisive action. Tragic news from Zaria. Death toll rises 11, with over 20 injured in a mosque collapse in Zaria. Breaking update. The toll of lives lost due to the devastating Zaria Central Mosque collapse during Friday prayers has escalated to 11 individuals. Furthermore, more than 20 injured victims are presently receiving medical attention in multiple hospitals for their sustained injuries.
Peter Obi, a member of the Labour Party, LP, has highlighted the need for a swift return to representative democracy in Niger Republic through their national institutions. He considers the Niger political crisis vital to Nigeria's interests and security, urging diplomatic solutions to minimize disruption in the region. In a statement on his official social media, the former Anambra State Governor also praised the mediation efforts of General Abdul Salami Abubakar, Sultan of Sokoto Muhammadu Saad Abubakar, and His Royal Highness Sanusi Lamido Sanusi.
As the verdict approaches for the election petitions brought forth by the People's Democratic Party, PDP candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and Labour Party LP candidate Mr. Peter Obi, who contested the outcome of the February 25th presidential election against President Bola Tinubu, anticipation runs high among Nigerians both within the country and abroad. The focus lies on the 5 justices overseeing the case, with hopes that their ruling will be grounded in the evidence and data presented, rather than being swayed by technicalities or extraneous factors. Notably, the Independent National Electoral Commission declared Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress, APC, as the victor of the February 25th election, garnering 8,794,726 votes, surpassing Atiku Abubakar of the PDP with 6,984,520 votes, and Peter Obi of the LP with 6,101,533 votes.
Senate President Godswill Akpabio and House of Representatives Speaker Tajuddin Abbas are facing allegations of colluding to inflate the contract costs for vehicles intended for senators and representatives. Informants have informed Sahara reporters that, in addition to luxurious SUVs designated for federal legislators, Akpabio and Abbas have allocated substantial sums to procure bulletproof Toyota Hilux pickup trucks for convoys stationed in various cities. The alleged involvement of Senator Sunday Steve Karimi, chairman of the Senate Services Committee, and Honorable Abubakar Bichi, chairman of the House Committee on Appropriations, has come to light regarding the escalated contract amounts. The accusations have stirred public outrage, with sources urging transparency in disclosing the exact amounts allotted to the contractors and the funds earmarked for the personal convoy vehicles of the Senate President and House Speaker. This controversy follows prior reports by Sahara reporters concerning Akpabio and Abbas's alleged padding of the 2022 Supplementary Appropriation Act with substantial sums, prompting further scrutiny of their actions.
In a surprising turn of events, the ECOWAS-led effort, headed by Tinubu, appears to be gaining ground as the Niger junta, under General Abdurrahman Chiani, has shown willingness to engage in talks. A significant breakthrough was confirmed by Sheikh Balalau, who led a Nigerian delegation of Islamic scholars to meet with the military leaders in Niamey. General Chiani reportedly expressed openness to diplomatic discussions to resolve the crisis, marking a significant departure from the junta's previous stance of rejecting dialogue with ECOWAS, the United States, and other global actors.
In a significant development, the Niger junta has granted former President Mohamed Bazoum access to medical care after concerns escalated over his well-being. Bazoum, detained at his residence since the recent coup led by Yen Abdurrahmane Chiani, expressed distress about his isolation and lack of sustenance through text messages to a friend. Notably, on August 12, 2023, Bazoum's entourage confirmed that he was permitted to see a doctor who also provided essential food supplies. The doctor's visit brings relief to Bazoum, his wife, and their son, all detained by the junta. Despite the isolation, Bazoum retains the ability to communicate with the outside world. The junta denied the acting United States Deputy Secretary of State Victoria Nuland the chance to meet with the ousted president during her Niamey visit on August 7, 2023. In a twist, the deposed president later seized the opportunity to converse with Secretary of State Antony Blinken over the phone. In the aftermath of a recent coup that removed President Mohamed Bazoum from power in Niger, the coup leaders have formally announced their plans to press charges against the deposed president. This declaration was made through a statement delivered by a junta member on national television on August 13, 2023. Colonel Major Amadou Abdramane, the spokesperson for the military regime, asserted that the Nigerian government has gathered substantial evidence to bring a case against the former president and his alleged collaborators, both domestically and internationally. The charges center around allegations of high treason and the undermining of Niger's internal and external security. Colonel Major Amadou Abdramane conveyed that Bazoum and his associates would be held accountable before national and international authorities for their purported involvement in acts of high treason and actions that compromise the nation's security. However, given the junta's recent abolition of the country's constitution, questions arise about the legal basis or what law will be used for such prosecutions.
Joshua triumphs over Hellenius in heavyweight clash. Former world champion Anthony Joshua claimed victory in the 7th round of his bout against stand-in opponent Robert Hellenius on Saturday. Hellenius stepped in as a replacement after Dillian White's doping-related withdrawal. Despite a cautious start by Joshua, the 39-year-old Hellenius managed to withstand the local hero's attacks, prompting moments of tension. The match culminated in the 7th round when Joshua delivered a powerful right-hand punch, securing a knockout win in front of a capacity crowd at London's O2 Arena.
Celebrity news. Nollywood veteran Chinwetalu AGU has expressed his perspective on the changing dynamics of sexual liberation among women. In an interview with media personality Chuda Jideonwo, AGU shared his belief that modern women's empowerment has led to a decrease in brothel use. This statement came in response to a past controversial remark he had made concerning harassment of women in the film industry. AGU pointed out that today, women are commanding a dominant presence.
Rihanna reportedly gives birth to baby number 2, a girl. Renowned artist Rihanna and her partner A$AP Rocky have joyfully announced the arrival of their second child, a precious baby girl, into the world.
Hoodlums attack Portable in Lekki. Habibu Kikiola, the singer known for his controversial persona and stage name Portable, has reportedly been assaulted by alleged hoodlums while he was out shopping with his recently signed artiste in the Lekki region of Lagos State. And that brings us to the end of our news headlines. Thanks for watching us here at Opitan Global Media from our New York studio. Don't forget to stay connected with us on all your social media platforms. Be sure to follow us, like our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit notification bell so you never miss out on the latest updates and breaking news. On that note, a warm goodbye to all our viewers around the world. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to having you join us again soon. Until then, take care and see you again.
informants missing right now.
9 of the 10 people that we've
Have spoken. You have spoken with whistleblowers. You also spoke with an informant who gave you all of this information. Where is that informant today? Where are these whistleblowers?
Well, unfortunately, we can't track down the informant. We're hopeful that the informant is still there. The whistleblower knows the informant. The whistleblower is very credible.
Hold on a second, Congressman. Did you just say that the whistleblower or the informant is now missing?
Well, we're hopeful that we can find the informant. Now, remember, these informants are kind of in the spy business, so they don't make a habit of being seen a lot or being high profile or anything like that. We have basic information with respect to what the informant has alleged, and it's very serious. It alleges that Joe Biden, when he was vice president, was involved in a quid pro quo with a foreign country in exchange for foreign aid.
Are there whistleblowers or informants missing right now? 9
of the 10 people that we've identified that have very good knowledge with respect to the Bidens, they're one of 3 things, Maria. They're either currently in court, they're currently in jail, or they're currently missing.
Who were able to subpoena and got your hands on, they'd show that some of the president's relatives were paid more than $10 million from foreign sources between 2015 and 2017. And your party, the Republican investigators, say that that's proof of influence peddling by Hunter and James. But that's just your suggestion. You don't actually have any facts to that point. You've got some circumstantial evidence. And the other thing is, of all those names, the one person who didn't profit is there's no evidence that Joe Biden did anything illegally.
Well, if you look at the laptop and the emails between the president's son and his associates,
is a fugitive from the law. So they have embraced these House Republicans, a fugitive on the law. And also, just because, we were going to break and we've been talking about Russia, I said that he might be a Russian spy. No, I'm so sorry. Not a Russian spy. He may be the Republicans' great hope, maybe a Chinese spy. So he's on the run. He's a fugitive from the law. And the fine people in the Southern District of New York think that Comer's like ace in his pocket that he's going to pull out and show the libs. He's going to own the libs with a suspected Chinese spy who's a fugitive from the law. And there you have, really, guys, your 2023 House Republican caucus.
Your analysis.
There is a big trouble in Little China. Humongous trouble in Little China. That is why that I was busy pressuring myself that you have a whistleblower that is going to give us all we need to know about damaging report on Hunter Biden. It turns out that the whistleblower himself is a damaging goods, who is also on the run, who is also an arms dealer for Iran. The same Iran GOP has been actually screaming on top of your loins that is the enemy of America. Your whistleblower is an arms dealer for Iran, and is also an agent of China. He's on the run from the law. James Comer, are you freaking kidding me right now? James Comer and all the GOP in Congress, I wish I did not have to say this. You are all buckload of jokes. Funny. You are nothing but funny. You got all my hopes up, thinking that you have something on Hunter Biden, only to now find out that your whistleblower is an alleged criminal who is on the run from the law. How does this work out again, James Comer? How does this work out again for you? Oh, and they are going to make fun of you. Yes, I will be the first one to make fun of you right now, because now you are nothing but a joke. Funny. Why are you keeping all my hopes up, man? Trying to make me feel good that you are going to get Hunter Biden. Only at the end of the day, your whistleblower is now the one who is on the run. I am highly disappointed. Man, now there's no hope. No hope is left. I cannot stop drinking. No hope. You come on, man. Keep it coming, please. I need more. James Comer, mess my day up, man.
An influential group of Republican legal voices today endorsed
Greetings, viewers around the globe. Welcome to your favorite channel, Opitan Global Media. My name is Bolanle Ajulo, and here with me in the studio,
My name is Oluwatoyin Coker. Greetings to viewers worldwide. Thank you for rejoining us as we bring you the latest news update at this hour.
here are the world news headlines.
The Wagner Group, a private Russian military company, is reportedly undergoing potential downsizing and reorganization, as revealed by the British Ministry of Defense. This move is believed to stem from financial pressures, aiming to reduce salary expenditures. The Russian state's actions against business interests of Yevgeny Prigozhin, the Wagner Group's owner, following a failed mutiny in June 2023, could be influencing this situation. The British Ministry of Defense also raises the possibility of the Kremlin ceasing financial support for the Wagner Group, potentially leading Belarusian authorities to step in as financiers. However, the ministry highlights the strain that the Wagner Group's significant troop presence could place on Belarus's limited resources.
World stage. In a startling development, a Su-30 fighter jet belonging to Vladimir Putin crashed during a training session on Saturday, August 12th, resulting in a tragic loss of both crew members aboard. The incident unfolded in Kaliningrad, a region situated on the Baltic Sea. During a routine training exercise, the Russian Su-30 aircraft, commonly utilized in Ukrainian operations, suddenly lost control and nosedived at a low altitude, horrifying witnesses who captured footage of the aircraft's alarming descent and subsequent explosion upon impact. Telegram sources suggest that an explosion occurred in the air as the jet was descending, leading to the crash. The Western Military District attributed the incident to a technical fault, asserting that the Su-30 was on a training flight without live ammunition. The crash site's proximity to the Suwalki corridor, which lies between Kaliningrad and Belarus and is considered NATO's weakest link, has raised concerns about potential provocations involving Wagner's mercenary army.
According to a close source cited by Express UK, Queen Elizabeth II maintained a continuous hope that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle would eventually reconcile and return to the royal fold. Despite the couple stepping down from their royal roles in 2020, citing media pressure and addressing issues of racism and mental health in interviews, the late monarch was steadfast in her desire to keep them within the royal family. The report indicates that Queen Elizabeth's determination stemmed from her reluctance to signal to her grandson a permanent estrangement, with an ongoing hope that the Sussexes would find a path back to their royal responsibilities.
Representative Greg Stube of Florida, a Republican, has revealed his submission of articles of impeachment against President Biden on Friday. Citing high crimes and misdemeanors, Stube's office detailed allegations including fraud, obstruction of justice, and bribery, centered around claims of illicit business transactions and tax infractions. Stoib declared it's long past time to impeach Joe Biden, asserting that the president has compromised the integrity of his position and eroded trust in the presidency while acting against the rule of law. Having endorsed former President Trump for the 2024 presidential race, Stube is presently among a contingent of Florida House representatives standing alongside Trump at the Iowa State Fair. He maintains that Trump is uniquely positioned to rectify what he views as the disastrous policies of the Biden administration, as he expressed during his endorsement announcement in April.
The prospect of constructing a chip factory in
Greetings, viewers around the globe.
Is it evening or night? Oh, ma'am. Thank you. Madam. Agree. Mr. Royals, everything went as it should have in front of the grand jury?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Alexander, you're prepared to take this? I guess I'm delivering it to the clerk. You'll maintain custody of it from here?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's for you. All right. Thank you all. Yes, you too. All right, you guys, make way. All right. Thank you, Sheriff. Good luck the rest of the evening. You bet.
Thank you for joining us. I'm here with the prosecutors and investigators who have worked diligently on the investigation of criminal attempts to interfere in the administration of Georgia's 2020 presidential election. Today, based on information developed by that investigation, a Fulton County grand jury returned a true bill of indictment, charging 19 individuals with violations of Georgia law arising from a criminal conspiracy to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election in this state. The indictment includes 41 felony counts and is 97 pages long. Please remember that everyone charged in this bill of indictment is presumed innocent. Specifically, the indictment brings felony charges against Donald John Trump, Rudolph William Louis Giuliani, John Charles Eastman, Mark Randall Meadows, John Cheeseborough, Jeffrey Clark, Jenna Lynn Ellis, Ray Stallings Smith III, Robert David Cheeley, Michael A. Roman, David James Schaefer, Sean Micah Tresher Steele, Stephen Cliffgard Lee, Harrison William Prescott Floyd, Travion C. Cootie, Sydney Catherine Powell, Kathleen Austin Latham, Scott Graham Hall, and Misty Hampton, also known as Emily Misty Hayes. Every individual charged in the indictment is charged with one count of violating Georgia's Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organizations Act through participation in a criminal enterprise in Fulton County, Georgia, and elsewhere to accomplish the illegal goal of allowing Donald J. Trump to seize the presidential term of office beginning on January 20th, 21. Specifically, the participants in association took various actions in Georgia and elsewhere to block the counting of the votes of the presidential electors who were certified as the winners of Georgia's 2020 general election. As you examine the indictment, you will see acts that are identified as overt acts and those that are identified as predicate acts, sometimes called acts of racketeering activity. Overt acts are not necessarily crimes under Georgia law in isolation, but are alleged to be acts taken in furtherance of the conspiracy. Many occurred in Georgia, and some occurred in other jurisdictions and are included because the grand jury believes they were part of the illegal effort to overturn the results of Georgia's 2020 presidential election. The acts identified as predicate acts or acts of racketeering activity are crimes that are alleged to have been committed in furtherance of the criminal enterprise. Acts of racketeering activity are also charged as separate counts in the indictment against those who are alleged to have committed them. All elections in our nation are administered by these states, which are given the responsibility of ensuring a fair process and an accurate counting of the votes. That includes elections for presidential electors, Congress, state officials, and local offices. The state's role in this process is essential to the functioning of our democracy. Georgia, like every state, has laws that allow those who believe that results of an election are wrong, whether because of intentional wrongdoing or unintentional error, to challenge those results in our state courts. The indictment alleges that rather than abide by Georgia's legal process for election challenges, the defendants engaged in a criminal racketeering enterprise to overturn Georgia's presidential election result. Subsequent to the indictment, as is the normal process in Georgia law, the grand jury issued arrest warrants for those who are charged. I am giving the defendants the opportunity to voluntarily surrender no later than noon on Friday, the 25th day of August, 2023. I remind everyone here that an indictment is only a series of allegations based on a grand jury's determination of probable cause to support the charges. It is now the duty of my office to prove these charges in the indictment beyond a reasonable doubt at trial. I would like to take a moment to thank the Superior Court Clerk, Shay Alexander, and her staff for staying late and making sure that this indictment was processed. I would also like to thank the men and women of Sheriff Labatt's office for keeping the courthouse open, but most importantly, for keeping us safe over the weeks and months that have led up to this indictment, and for what I know they will continue to do to keep us safe. We also want to thank the Atlanta Police Department and other law enforcement partners who have worked with the sheriff to keep us safe. I will now take a very limited number of questions prior to going to sleep.
Quick question. Can you clarify in Georgia the mandatory minimum when it comes to RICO charges, whether it's servable by probation or how that might play out?
The RICO charges has time that you have to serve, so it's not a probated sentence.
What's the time?
What is the timetable for the trial? Yes. As you know, in this jurisdiction, trials are set by the judges. And so it will be the judge that sets the date of the trial. This office will be submitting a proposed scheduling order within this week. However, that will totally be at the discretion of the judge.
And you want to be the fourth person, fourth jurisdiction now, right? You want to be the fourth one to try him, or you move it up? You want to be the first to try him?
I don't have any desire to be first or last. I want to try him and be respectful for our sovereign states. We do want to move this case along, and so we will be asking for a proposed order that occurs a trial date within the next 6 months.
And District Attorney, earlier today there was a fictitious document according to the Fulton County Clerk's Office that was circulated online with charges against former President Donald Trump. That fictitious document matched exactly the charges that we now see in this indictment. Can you tell us more about that document leak? Because now you have the former president's
No, I can't tell you anything about what you refer to. What I can tell you is that we had a grand jury here in Fulton County. They deliberated till almost 8 o'clock, if not right after 8 o'clock. An indictment was returned. It was true billed, and you now have an indictment. I am not an expert on clerks' duties or even administrative duties. I wouldn't know how to work that system, and so I'm not going to speculate. Next question.
Have you had any contact with the special counsel about overlap between these cases? Do you intend to try all of these defendants together?
Do I intend to try the 19 defendants in this indictment together? Yes.
And have you had any contact with the special counsel about the overlap between this indictment and the federal indictment?
I'm not going to discuss our investigation at this time. I'm going to take.
What do you make of the arguments made by former President Trump that this is a politically motivated indictment?
I make decisions in this office based on the facts and the law. The law is completely nonpartisan. That's how decisions are made in every case. To date, this office has indicted, since I've been sitting as a district attorney, over 12,000 cases. This is the 11th RICO indictment. We followed the same process. We look at the facts, we look at the law, and we bring charges.
Will you try this case yourself? Sit down.
It's a brand new tune, you know. Twin Ray alongside Castro. Now we are doing it. Naika, are you ready?
Hello, where the party at? 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 This is my show. This beat na super flow, energetic motion roll. Make sure you hear the flow. Okay, niwaju adajo oru, niwaju adajo oruke, niwaju adajo oru, niwaju adajo ke ya bosago ke wa mujo, ma fi nu mi o mo je. Okay aya shani jo wa, elele ti ele, kilo de don't share slow. Politicians one by dojo, one ya badale, one get down low. Shake roboton, one digging slow. Our guys, one shenukolo, one fosoge, one shen roboto, one bank kamu, one renu foro. Loju abo, one natabi owo. Listen to my music on the go and dance to my beat whenever I flow. Wherever you are, just take it slow. Oruke, niwaju adajo, oru, niwaju adajo, oruke, niwaju adajo, oru, niwaju adajo. Ke ya bosago, ke wa mujo, ma fi nu mi o, bo mo je. Okay, aya shani jowa, elele ti ele. Hello, where the party at? 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 Odoju agbo lo n demo, lo shako, kin sheje omo, kin sheje o. You dey think say you dey above the law? Stop the demo, make it hit the floor. I'm on the spot to shake the club. This is Lagos as I be my level. Everybody know that we are no rebel. But if you try to ruin my schedule, I go treat you like you don't get the logo.
Come na the dance floor, come na the dance floor. All the girls who look, come na the dance floor. This kind of music, they make good they follow. Bartender body, I pass with the shayo. Come na the dance floor, come na the dance floor. All the girls who look, come na the dance floor. This kind of music, they make good they follow. Bartender.
Hello, where the party at? 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 This is my show. This beat na super flow, energetic motion roll. Make sure you hear the flow. Okay, niwaju adajo oru, niwaju adajo oruke, niwaju adajo oru, niwaju adajo ke ya bosago ke wa mujo. Nu mi o, bo mo je. Okay, aya shani jowa, elele ti ele, kilo de don't share slow. Politicians one by dojo, one ya badale, one get down low. Shake roboton, one digging slow. Our guys, one shenukolo, one One shen roboto, one bank kamu, one man foro. Lójú agbo, one not a be a woe. Listen to my music on the go and dance to my beat whenever I flow. Wherever you are, just take it slow. Oruke, niwaju adajo, oru. Niwaju adajo, oruke. Niwaju adajo, oru. Niwaju adajo, ke ya bossa go, ke wa mujo. Ma finu mi o, bo mo je. Oke ya shani jowa. Hello, where the party at? 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 Hold on, you are good, low demo, low shako, king share You the thing say you they above the law. Stop the demo, make it hit the floor. I'm on the spot to shake the club. This is Lagos as I be my level. Everybody knows that we are no rebel. But if you try to ruin my schedule, I go treat you like you don't get the logo.
Come na the dance floor, come na the dance floor. All the girls who look, come na the dance floor. This kind of music, they make good they colo. Pass and down body, I pass with the shayo. Come na the dance floor, come na the dance floor. All the girls who look, come na the dance floor. This kind of music, they make good they colo. Pass and down pass with the shayo. Boom, you know who we be. Today, class, so we drive them girls crazy. Mr. DJ, this one na the right track. Look them girls, they wind the bumper. Back it up, hey, back it up. Do the limbo, don't you whine, hey. No be lie, we not the best. Then at the dance floor, then at the dance floor. All them girls, then at the dance floor. We don't make them girls, them all long go colo. Pass it down, but do your best, shayo.
Okay, niwaju adajo, oru. Niwaju adajo, oruke. Niwaju adajo, oru. Niwaju adajo, ke ya bossa go, ke wa mujo. Ma finu mi o, bo mo je. Okay, ya shani jowa. Hello, where the party at? 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 Party, jolly. Ori mi àti lumi. Sheki ako wa mujo. Tora beni le lote yo. Enough for le fisi. Shine, bobo mode o. Money gba fún wọn lote yo. America to Canada to Europe to Niger. One city at a time. We're surely taking over.
Trump indictments. Point. And you know, Senator, what we're not talking about this morning is David Weiss, Hunter Biden, and Joe Biden. It's remarkable. For a fourth time, now a special counsel is appointed on Friday, and wouldn't you know it, Monday, another one of these pesky Trump indictments. Point. And you know, Senator, what we're not talking about this morning is David Weiss, Hunter Biden, and Joe Biden. It's remarkable. For a fourth time, now a special counsel is appointed on Friday, and wouldn't you know it, Monday, another one of these pesky Trump indictments. Point. And you know, Senator, what we're not talking about this morning is David Weiss, Hunter Biden, and Joe Biden. It's remarkable. For a fourth time, now a special counsel is appointed on Friday, and wouldn't you know it, Monday, another one of these pesky Trump indictments. Point. And you know, Senator, what we're not talking about this morning is David Weiss, Hunter Biden, and Joe Biden. It's remarkable. For a fourth time, now a special counsel is appointed on Friday, and wouldn't you know it, Monday, another one of these pesky Trump indictments. Point. And you know, Senator, what we're not talking about this morning.
President Trump is an illegitimate president. Look at Letitia James, for instance, Steve. Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York, stood up on a podium, who's suing the Trump Organization, and said, President Trump is an illegitimate president. Now, is she going to get criminally charged? What about Hillary Clinton?
Every day, she said.
You know, it's interesting. Look at Letitia James, for
I just want to find 11,000. Everyone lit their hair on fire when that phone call was recorded on behalf of Raffensperger, right? It runs an hour and change. And the key line, I went back and listened to this morning, Trump says, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes. Now, and he says repeatedly, in my opinion, this is what we should do, in my opinion, et cetera. If he's speaking his opinion, is there a crime in this conversation?
Well, look, I think that's what a jury is going to decide, Bill. What I would say to you is, when you listen to the entire conversation, his problem is that and you combine it with all the other conversations he's having with Brian Kemp, with other officials in the legislature and the leaders of the legislature. He was attempting to do everything he can to get that result and putting pressure on them.
And Alan Dershowitz argued last night that they were doing the same thing on behalf of Al Gore in Florida and in Palm Beach County in the year 2000.
Except when Al Gore lost his legal challenges, he conceded the election. Al Gore took it all the way to the United States Supreme Court. He availed himself of all the legal challenges, Bill. And then when the courts were done, Al Gore said, I still don't agree with it, but the courts are done. I'm backing off. Donald Trump has been much different. And I said this to the president in December of 2020, the last time he and I spoke. I said, you've availed yourself of the courts. There's nothing left. You need to concede the election. And he said, I will never, ever, ever admit it. Well, look, if you're going to continue to use the power of the presidency, which he was doing, to put pressure on people, you're going to put yourself in a very dangerous circumstance. And let's take it aside for a second from the criminal. We can't normalize this.
It's a brand new tune, you know. Twin Ray alongside Castro. Now we are doing. Naija, are you ready?
Hello, where the party at? 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 This is my show. This beat na super flow, energetic motion roll. Make sure you hear the flow. Okay. Me wa do adajo oru. Me wa do adajo oruke. Me wa do adajo oru. Me wa do adajo ke ya bossa go ke wa mujo. Ma fi nu mi o bo mo je. Okay ya shani jo wa. Elele tiele. Kilo de don't share slow. Politicians one by dojo. One ya badale. One get down low. Shake roboto. One dig it slow. Our guys one shenukolo. One fosoge. One shen roboto. One bank kamu. One man foro. Don't you go. One not be a woe. Listen to my music on the go and dance to my beat whenever I flow. Wherever you are, just take it slow. Oruke. Me wa do adajo. Oru. Me wa do adajo. Oruke. Me wa do adajo. Oru. Me wa do adajo. Ke ya bossa go. Ke wa mujo. Ma fi nu mi o. Bo mo je. Okay, ya shani joa. Elele tiele. Hello, where the party at? 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 Odo ju agbo lo n demo, lo shako, ki n sheje mo, ki n sheje o. You dey think say you dey above the law? Stop the demo, make it hit the floor. I'm on the spot to share. my level. Everybody knows that we are no rebel. But if you try to ruin my schedule, I go treat you like you don't get the logo.
Come now the dance floor, come now the dance floor. All the
It's absolutely ridiculous. And John Gotti, okay, can you imagine RICO, okay, violation? John Gotti never even had 4 indictments at once. There's no mob boss, let alone they do this to President Trump. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And John Gotti, okay, can you imagine RICO, okay, violation? John Gotti never even had 4 indictments at once. There's no mob boss, let alone they do this to President Trump. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And John Gotti, okay, can you imagine RICO, okay, violation? John Gotti never even had 4 indictments at once. There's no mob boss, let alone they do this to President Trump. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And John Gotti, okay, can you imagine RICO?
Mr. President, sitting at the chair, distinguished colleague, Buhari Abdel Fattah, Oyono. Dr. Bosu, congratulations. I have 2 questions for you. Number 1, on the 29th of July 2019, you tweeted against the passport and citizen of Nigeria. You still believe in that your tweet today? That's number 1. Number 2, when you look at your CV, your certificate, that's the O level, and the primary school certificate, they are not there. And even your first degree, you came with a testimonial that was issued 20 years ago. So how did you get admission into university, which was 1? Number 2, what happened to your certificate? How have you not taken it since 20 years ago that you were giving that testimonial? Thank you.
Please take that first question again. Take the first question. Yes, take it because many senators did not hear you.
Thank you, Mr. President. On the 21st of July 2019, Dr. Boson tweeted against against Nigeria that it does not appreciate the Nigerian passport and Nigeria as a nation. My question now is that, yes, the Nigerian passport and Nigeria as a nation. Let me quote it exactly from what the way. Nigeria is a bloody expensive tag to have against your name. Leave patriotism for a minute. That tag is bloody waste of time and energy, but a country. End of quote. So the question now is that this tweet, does he still believe in it, or he has changed his mind about the country now? That's the question. Because when he was reading his resume, he was giving patriotism of how he served, blah, 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 blah. If he has changed now, I just wanted to know, and I want Nigerians to know, because, Mr. President, in the last 2-3 days, his case has been on and off in Nigeria. That has been trending in Nigeria. So the issue now is that, do you still believe in what you said in 2019, or you have changed your mind about the country? That's just something.
Well, I think the corollary to that question will be that he will answer which nationality is standing here now. Because if he's saying that it's a bloody waste of time to have a Nigerian passport or to be a Nigerian, so coming here, it's possible that he may not even be here as a Nigerian. So when he's going to answer that question, when he's going to answer, he will also tell us whether he's here as a Nigerian or whether he has taken another country's citizenship. Distinguished Senator Issa Jibrin.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I am Issa Jibrin, representing the very good people of Kogi East. Well, I'm taken aback by Buhari's comments, but I will still go ahead with what I intend to say, because he needs to really clear himself of all these allegations first. But having said that, and assuming he clears himself, he is an IT person. Your Excellency, there are so many inefficiencies within the government sector, especially in the areas of revenue collections. Okay.
No, please use your seat. The civil service.
That is special, is the special guest of honor is going back to the saluting us. The parade commander, USP Aruna Isa Waziri, the member of regular post 3, the special guest of honor, to carry on the rest of the parade, and of course, it has the consent for the special guest of honor to carry on with the rest of the parade. This moment is always very beautiful. When you see a good parade, anybody who does parade must be brilliant. You can't do a parade and be a dollar. It's not possible. He's taking his position to move the parade. To the parade! Beautiful. how the parade is moving. The round of goes standard battle and the answer is to the standard battle. We have Commander of the National Flag, Opitan Global Media, with a participant in United States, studying English language. The police standard by Prince Will Opitan Babas is from the local government in Patrick State, studying English language. The peace secret flag by Federal Chelsea, a warrior of prayer and duty from Trinidad and Tobago State and studying law. The PNF flag carried by Abdullah Humar Yusuf from major local government in Tobago State is studying species. CTO flag by Musa Pekan Tankot from Lao, local government of Tobago State is studying English. SPU flag by Abdul Latif Abdulaziz from the Kenya local government of the State studying accounting. This is how it is. I told you this song officers 169 in number. With the commission today by the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is very represented here by our own Vice President, Senator Basim Fatima. After the commissioning, this song was requested to various commands and promotions of the Nigerian Police Force across the length and breadth of this country to carry on with their duties. It is the mandate of the Inspector General of Police, Federal Republic of Nigeria, acting as the President of the President, and to have the police force that is professionally competent, service driven, people's friendly, and rule of law compliant, and to assist the federal government on this economic recovery agenda, to have a stable social and political system in this country. That is how we did. Like I said, when you talk about Momono the drum, they are not a sharp person they can't do on parade. This one will be found running in learning character and police duties. They are good to go. Congratulations to you. As we commission today, on the tip, with a rank of assistant independent of police. Your commitment to me today is making you to do a probation. Afterwards, you are going to have your confirmation exam. And this you must pass before you have your second star. That is the standard we have in Nigeria. And your own place cannot be an exception. Once you pass out of this academy, don't drop your boots. Get a small library in your quarters or your house. The exam will soon come. This parade is made up of 12 guards, and that one is commanded by Abdullah Yusuf Makun from Niger State, by Korea local government, in studying physics. Right hands, Subguard Commander 1, Yusuf Abdullah Jawo, from Yobe State, is studying biochemistry. Left hand, Subguard Commander Pico Divine, is from Korea local government in Yobe State, is studying law. There are two commanded by Umar Jamil Umar, from Nau local government in Zamfara State, is studying chemistry. Right hand Subguard Commander Ahmed Ramin Uthman, is from Talata Matara local government in Zamfara State, studying computer science. Left hand Sub Commander Ogolo Ometa, is from Bielsa local government in Cross River State, is studying biochemistry. The three is commanded by Muhammad Bari Shehu, from Zoni local government in Zamfara State, is studying law. Lieutenant Subguard Commander Dorothy Upon Christopher, is from Ikot Abasi local government in Akwa Ibom State, studying biochemistry. Right hand Subguard Commander Oke Orisa Yemi, from Warren North local government in Delta State, is studying English language. That four is commanded by Samia Danladi Sanala, is from Gombe local government in Gombe State, studying English language. Right hand Subguard Fausa Muhammad Ghazali, from Bissau local government of Zamfara State, studying accounting. Many of them are from Zamfara here, and the government of Zamfara is not here. Left hand Subguard Commander Abraham Yusuf Chiga, is from Kwale local government of the Federal Capital Territory. White name, science. This is third time session on the parade. Very soon we're going to break the good time, and you're going to see the star of this young officers Amiro. Policing needs perfection. Policing needs good and smart legal system to have proper thinking process, to have a very good thought and discharge of duties as expected of you. It's expected of these young ones to be responsible, reliable, and good ambassadors of the Nigeria Police Force when they grow. We once again welcome our royal powers here. From Kano State, Emir of Kano State is IS Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero Sefal. The Emir of Gaya, Dr. Ali Ibrahim Abdulkadir Gaya. Emir of Kare, Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Abubakar II. Emir of Rano, Dr. Ambassador Kabiru Muhammad Noah. Outside Dao. Emir of Bichi is here represented by Alhaji Isako Umar Tofa. Members of the Nigeria Police Force Management Team are here. Heads of security agencies are here. Assistant Inspectors General Police from various commissions are here. Commissioners of police are here. Very senior officers are here. Vice chancellors of various universities are here. We have directors for military department and agencies of the federal government and of course state government of Kano. We are here present these occasions. We have here with us again Honorable Opitan Global, Chairman of Committee on Appropriation. Honorable Alasan Ado Dodua, Chairman of Committee on Petroleum, Upstream and former leader, House of Representatives. We have the single Senator Gopal Anga, Deputy Chief Whip, Minority. They are all welcome, sir. Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please remain to rise anytime the standard party passes aside is a mark of respect for national flag. Whenever the standard party passes aside, we have to rise in honor of the national flag. Thank you. This is the central band of the Nigerian Police Force, Excellency. Made up of more than 100 officers. Assalamu alaikum. Muna muku barka da zuwa. Wannan sanar da kuke gani suna da kada fitoci idan sun zo tafi a miƙe tsaye da wani da kuma zawa. Ana buƙatar a miƙe tsaye idan masu ɗauke da fitoci sun zo tafi. Za a miƙe tsaye idan wannan masu ɗauke da fitoci sun zo tafi da ake yi ana buƙatar a miƙe tsaye domin nuna wato girmamawa ga wannan ƙasa ta mu ta Najeriya. Idan sun wuce kuma sai a zauna in sun zo setin ta sai ta wuce su ina godiya. The leaders of the state is young officers for giving us physical parade here today. When the standard party passes aside, we have to stand up as a mark of respect while senior officers, including the secretary officers, to salute. Thank you, Excellency, for honoring our national rights and respect we have for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. May God bless you. That's the 3-year Mohammed Buhari saying it was the new government in Sapara State, studying law. This is the Paul Excellency commanded by Sumela, Governor Sumela, is from the local government and from the state. We study English language. The Nigerian police central bank is going to provide 110 officers from the bank section, and it's one of the most impressive legacies of every time the Nigerian police force for the people is this magnificent police band which was established in 1966. I will still maintain the standard when it comes to good musicology and feeling house good music at every event. Police band is excellent. Can we please appreciate the Nigeria police band for maintaining the standard for years, since 1966. I hope this episode goes that's pretty good. I don't talk and say the news are doing well, you know the whole drum. You know what they do parade. Make my clap for them once again, I beg you. I don't talk and if you are picking out there, it's not yet. It is not for you to join police, put your picking there. If you don't get picking here, you join again. Make sure say one of the picking marry police. So that you're part of police family for this country. Now say you the drum, happiness there, joy there. Under the present administration of the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu Gusau. We are doing it good and will continue to do that. We appreciate the support of the President once again for Nigerian Police Force and of course, most especially this police academy for implementing the Nigerian Police Academy Act of 2020. When the standard party passes to authorities stand up to honor this Nigerian flag. As they hold them, they clap, make them they stand for this flag. Okay. It is indeed well for service. This is a lot pain and it's not lost in our lives. As we experience these young officers being marching forward into glory, into policing Nigeria, to carry out our responsibilities as explained in sections 214, 216 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is for service, competence, and excellence. Can we please appreciate these young officers? They are doing it good. My people, clap for them. They are doing it good. We want to appreciate Your Excellency, Special Guest of Honor and the Green Officer. We are represented here by the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kasim Shatuma DCN, for your patience, love and support to give to us, to the Nigeria Police Force, and most especially today, the Police Academy within Kano. We appreciate your efforts, appreciate your sterling leadership qualities, and following giving us the right political platform to discharge our duties as expected of us. The IGP is saying thank you to you. The police family appreciates what the present government is doing to support us. Wonderful work done. Can we please clap for these people? Wonderful work indeed. Appreciate them. When parade will move forward in the order, then we take our addresses one after the other. Clap for them, clap for them. Wonderful people. This is excellent indeed. Your Excellency, the Special Guest of Honor and the Green Officer, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu DCN, ably represented by the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kasim Shatuma DCN. Your Excellency, the Governor of Kano State and Deputy Governor of Kano State, distinguished senators who are present and all members of the House of Representatives, the State of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our great traditional rulers, very senior officers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. At this point in time, we are going to listen to the address of the Commandant Police Academy, Uday Kanu. Then, as I make welcome to the podium, Assistant Inspector General Police Federal, AIG Sadiq Abubakar, NNI, Commandant Police Academy, Uday Kanu, to give us a speech. Commandant, please. The podium is over there, sir. Thank you.
His Excellency, the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, heavily represented by Senator Kashin Shetim, Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, and of course, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. His Excellency, Engineer Abba Kabir Yusuf, Executive Governor of Kano State, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kano State, Amin Abdusalam Gorzo, the Deputy Senate President, Senator Barrow Jibrin, Senator Ambassador Abdul Hamid Maturi, who is the Chairman, Senate Committee on Police Affairs, Honorable Maki Elema, Chairman, House Committee on Police Affairs, and Honorable Muhammad Saliu Gire, Chairman, House Committee on Police Institutions. Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Gombin Musa Oberar, who is represented by Major General S.Y. Bashir, Chief of Army Staff, Major General Tauri Abiodun Labaja, DSS, PSC Daga, represented by Major General B.A. Alabi, GOC 1 Div Kaduna. Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, FDC Plus, represented by Commodore J.K. Adedeji. Chairman, Police Service Commission, PSC for short, IGP Solomon Erase, retired, PhD, MPM, FDC, CFR. Inspector General of Police, Acting Inspector General of Police, Olikayode Adelu Ebedokum, PhD, MPM. Director General, Department of State Security Service, Yusuf Magaji Bichi, CFR, represented by Alhaji Muhammad Hassan, Acting Comptroller General, Nigerian Immigration Service, AG CIG Adefuji Carol Wura Ula, represented by Comptroller Nasir Umar, Comptroller General Correction Service, Haluru Nababa, MNI, FR, represented by Comptroller Siliman Inwa, Commandant General Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ahmad Abubakar Audi, PhD, MNI, FR, represented by Commandant Muhammad Laum Falala, FCNA. Chairman, Chief Executive Officer, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa, retired, CON, represented by Commander Abubakar Idris Ahmad. Corps Marshal, Federal Road Safety Corps, Dauda Abu, represented by Sector Commander Ibrahim Salu Abdullahi. Members of the State Executive and Legislature and Judiciary, Royal Fathers area of Kano, His Excellency Amin Ado Bayero CFR, Emir of Gaya, Dr. Aliu Ibrahim Abdul Qadir Gaya, Emir of Kurai Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Abubakar Nebu II, Emir of Rano Dr. Ambassador Kabir Muhammad Inwa Autanbao, Emir of Bichi, represented by Alek Isiaka Umar Tofa, members of the post management team, Assistant Inspector General of Police, Commissioner of Police, the Academy Provost, Professor Salisu Adama Abdullahi, senior officers of the Nigerian Police Force and other agencies, council members, Nigerian Police Academy, Vice Chancellor of other universities here present, distinguished invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the management and staff of the Academy, I have the privilege to welcome our esteemed visitor, the President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, heavily represented by the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We thank Mr. President for the honor of being part of this event review, the passing out parade and commissioning of regular course 5, RC5/2017, in short, graduates. The Academy is proud to present to Mr. President (169) well-trained and nurtured graduating cadets who have successfully completed both their academic studies and professional trainings. They are worthy both in character and learning. All of them have been awarded bachelor degree in different disciplines. The Nigerian Police Academy Wudil Kano was established on the 15th of March 1998. Initially, it started from two temporary locations, Police College Kaduna and Police Training School Chalawa Kano. At that initial stage, it was not a degree awarding institution. It is on record that since its inception, the Academy has made the Nigerian nation proud. A good number of senior police officers, including the Acting Inspector General of Police and some of us present here, started their professional training in this institution, either as ASP cadets or Inspector cadets. The upgrading of the Academy to a degree awarding institution started in June 2009. In January 2012, it commenced degree programs with 4 faculties, normally humanities, sciences, social and management sciences, with a total number of 17 departments. The Academy admits holders of senior secondary school examination certificates to undergo 5-year academic professional training, after which they are graduated and commissioned as ASPs. The core objective of the Academy is to produce an ideal superior police officer who is equipped with knowledge and skills to face the challenges of policing in an increasingly complex Nigerian society and a technologically sophisticated world. With the commitment and continuous support of the federal government of Nigeria, the Academy is able to vigorously pursue policies that are purposely focused in transforming the Academy as one of the best police training institutions that takes the lead in innovative practices, research, training, modern policy, and quality education. The achievements are facilitated through numerous federal government intervention support programs, e.g. the 10th Fund for the provision of staff training and modern facilities. Thus, the infrastructure and the staffing of the Academy has grown considerably. Our various degree programs are fully accredited by the National University Commission and other relevant regulatory agencies. However, more still need to be done to make the Academy live up to future challenges of both professional police training and academic excellence. Overall, the Academy has done tremendously well in realizing its objectives, especially in the provision of advanced quality academic and professional training of police officers, as well as upgrading of curriculum content, core practical police courses, collaboration with other institutions at both domestic and international levels, such as membership of the International Association of Police Academies. In addition, academic programs are expanded by the introduction of additional departments. Presently, there is intensive efforts to introduce faculty of engineering, programs in French, education, criminology and security studies, actuarial science, and kickstart postgraduate programs and the Center for the Study of Police and Policing. Moreover, with the provision of well-equipped modern forensic laboratory by the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Academy has brought to limelight its dream of providing effective training in the field of forensic technology, which is widely required in modern-day policing. To our graduates, our graduating cadets, today is not just the culmination of one chapter in your lives, but the beginning of another. As you prepare to step out in the field of service, always remember the scared trust that has been placed on your shoulders. You are not just uniformed individuals enforcing law, but the embodiment of justice, the defenders of peace, order, and national security. Each interaction you have with members of the public will shape their perception about the Nigerian police force. Therefore, treat every encounter with respect, empathy, fairness, and patriotism. Remember that your commitment to public service is not restricted to regular duty hours. Your dedication extends beyond the confines of the job. It is a way of life. Your sacrifice and commitment will never go unnoticed, and the difference you make in safeguarding the rules of law will be immeasurable. Your commissioning into the Nigerian police is coming at a period when the country has been challenged by various security issues. However, it coincides with the recent policy of the Acting Inspector General of Police on the repositioning of the force for a good service delivery. Therefore, I urge you to discharge your responsibility sincerely, professionally, and diligently. Your exceptional training, which is grounded in excellent academic discipline, should in all contexts be effectively displayed in the service of this great country, especially in the fight against crime, corrupt practices, and terrorism. Once again, to each and every one of you, as you march proudly into a world that beckons on your expertise, moral compass, and unwavering dedication to protect and serve, I always want to congratulate you, your families, who have stood by you and given you all the moral support needed to succeed. Finally, I want to once again express my deepest and sincere appreciation to our esteemed President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, heavily represented by the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for honoring our invitation. We appreciate your tireless effort to address the needs and concerns of the Academy. Also, we appreciate people who made this event successful. The Chairman Police Service Commission, who is serving as the alternate chair of the Academy Board of Councils, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Police Affairs, and all serving and retired stakeholders who are always ready to assist us in our areas of need. We must mention here the exceptional encouragement and support given to the Academy by the Acting Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Ebetukun, PhD, MPM. We wish all of us a happy stay as we witness this auspicious event. Thank you, and God bless all.
And we please appreciate the commandant for that beautiful speech. Message is clear to those graduating cadets that they need to be good ambassadors of Nigeria Police Force. Thank you, Commandant. Your Excellencies, very senior officer, the civil guests, ladies and gentlemen, I want to inform us that this program is live on TVC and other platforms. We are live on TV, cinema, and other platforms. This is for information and ethical consideration, please. Your Excellencies, very senior distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to listen to the special guest of honor and the group officer of this parade, His Excellency, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu DCFR. He is ably represented here by the Vice President, distinguished Senator Bashir Shatima Disraeli, to please address this noble gathering this afternoon. Can we appreciate Mr. President, please? We can do better for our President. We can do better for him. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, Engineer Abba Kabir Yusuf, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kano State, Alhaji Aminu Abdul Salam Gordo, the Deputy President of the Senate, distinguished Senator Barrow Jibrin, distinguished Senator Abdul Hamid Ahmed Malam Maduri, distinguished Senator Rupahi Hanga, Right Honorable Abubakar Bichi, Right Honorable Al Hassan Ado Dogua, Right Honorable Maki Yaleman, and Honorable Mohammed Salihu Gire, the Chairman, Police Service Commission, the Acting Inspector General of Police, Kayode Adeolu Egretokun, and his senior management, permanent secretaries, directors general, and heads of extra-ministerial agencies and parastatals of the federal government, the Commandant, Nigeria Police Academy, AIG Sadiq Idris Abubakar, representatives of service chiefs and heads of security and paramilitary agencies present, His Royal Highness, the Emir of Kano and Chairman of Kano Emirates Council, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, Your Royal Highnesses, our Emirs present here, management, staff, and cadres of the Nigeria Police Academy, our dear graduating cadets, their families, guardians, and friends, honored guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today I stand among you to share in the joy of this moment. I'm also here to express the profound gratitude of a nation waiting for you on the other side of these walls, a nation eager to embrace your value. This honor to review the passing out parade of the regular course 5-2-2017 cadets of this distinguished academy renews my faith in our collective pact to protect this country and institutionalize a culture of justice. This academy, therefore, is designed to model and remodel the heroes and heroines Nigeria aspires for. And it's my conviction that you are leaving this place bearing the sacred responsibility for which you have sworn to adhere. There couldn't have been a better time to remind you of what lies ahead and appeal to you that you are leaving this institution with more than degree certificates and specialized training. We are not living here just as ambassadors of an institution we intend to support, to become the premier learning center of the police within and beyond the shores of West Africa. You are living here, bearing the promise and the oath to be the uncompromising guardians of your fatherland. Our dear graduating cadets, ladies and gentlemen, it's impossible to project any measure of progress without the police because the moral compass of law enforcement stands as the quintessential gauge of growth for any nation. So each of you here today is by design, and that's sufficient proof that you are willing to build the difference this administration has pledged to champion. We won't rest until this institution realizes its objectives in both the infrastructural and moral development of police officers who prioritize empathy over self-interest, justice over compromise, and accountability over corruption. A functional police force is the pathway to a just society, and the change we promise begins from this institution. Our moral duty now is to support the Nigerian Police Force and other security organizations in intensifying their bids to improve public safety. The immense difficulties we face, spanning from the perils of organized crime to electronic fraud, poses substantial risks in our swiftly evolving global landscape. Nevertheless, my confidence in the combined capabilities of our security entities to address these difficulties remain unshaken. United, we will overcome these obstacles and guarantee the security and prosperity of our diverse nation. Our dear cadets, I share in your enthusiasm to be commissioned into the Nigerian Police Force, and I assure you of the government's commitment to providing you with the avenue to serve the nation without sacrificing your dignity. Therefore, the task of handling these issues requires a set of well-trained officers with the right orientation, discipline, initiative, patriotism, and sound operational capacity. I am confident in the quality of training you have received over the past 5 years in this academy, and I believe you are adequately prepared to serve this country. May you all embark on this journey with courage and determination, knowing that the nation needs your patriotic services. Stay vigilant, stay united, and stay true to the ideals that make our police force an exemplar of honor and integrity. As we uphold our democratic values alongside addressing security concerns, let's hold fast to the core virtues of our police force: integrity, honesty, and compassion. We must treat all citizens fairly and uphold their human rights, regardless of background. Our actions must exemplify the highest ethical standards as we safeguard the rule of law. Together, we embody the principles that define a trusted and responsible police force. This passing out parade is undoubtedly an important milestone for the regular course 5 cadet officers graduating today. You are here because you stood out and withstood the rigorous training designed to mold you into patriots. So I must say, congratulations. To the families and loved ones gathered here today, I want to express my deepest gratitude. Your unwavering support, understanding, and sacrifice have played an invaluable role in shaping these officers into the dedicated professionals they are today. Our country places its confidence in you from this moment, and this is a sacred trust you must never disappoint. You are no more exclusively affiliated with your parents or immediate family. You are no longer confined to a village, town, or state. You are now a part of the Nigerian mission, and you will serve it altruistically and remain ready to make the highest level of dedication the situation demands. We must do our best within our capacity to ensure there's an improvement in the security of lives, properties, and investments of our people and foreign investors. This administration is committed to implementing effective measures to combat the security challenges in Nigeria, and our synergy is the surest ticket to that destiny. We are implementing a comprehensive approach that focuses on key areas. First, we are investing in our law enforcement agencies to enhance their capabilities and effectiveness. We are offering extra resources, training, and equipment to bolster our police force and security agencies. Simultaneously, we are enhancing our intelligence and information sharing systems on both national and international levels. We acknowledge that addressing security challenges necessitates cooperative endeavors with other countries. Hence, we are establishing alliances to adeptly tackle transnational threats. Furthermore, we are executing all-encompassing social programs and economic development projects aimed at fostering inclusiveness, social unity, and economic prospects for everyone. Permit me, Your Excellencies, Your Royal Highnesses, ladies and gentlemen, to commend the leadership of the Police Academy, the Commandant, the Provost, and all staff and police personnel of the Academy for the good job done to achieve the successful training of these cadet police officers. Finally, congratulations once again to the parents and guardians of the graduating cadets, and gratitude to all the invited guests gathered here to witness the making of this history. I wish you all safe travels as you return to your respective destinations. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Let us appreciate the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces once again. That's the special guest of honor at the graduation of this parade. Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, we want to go on with presentation of prizes and awards. I have the singular honor of informing Your Excellencies that the sword of honor will go to Cadets ASP BK Divine for the Department of Law. This 25-year-old is from United States, and also the general #1 of the regular Classified Police Academy will be. I want to call forward Cadets ASP BK Divine. While he's marching forward, I would like to invite to the salute guys. The Inspector General Police, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Acting IGP Lukawedi, Adiolu, Executive to take the NPM to come forward. We have an assignment here, the IGP. At this point in time, I want to invite again our special guest of honor, the Division Officer, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, accepted by the Vice President. We will do the presentation of this sword to this young officer. The sword is presented to the special guest of honor by the IGP, and then the special guest of honor will hand over the sword to PK Divine. PK Divine, congratulations. PK Divine, please march forward to receive this sword. I'm sure your father, your mother will be very happy where they are now. the governor, and the good people of River State are also happy that you have made them proud. And we are sure that from this moment, you continue to make us proud in the Nigeria Police Force and Nigeria at large. Congratulations to you. Again, I have the privilege of inviting overall best in academics and police professional duties to go forward. Headed ASP David Israel Ovo Mary, Onowa Mary, for the Department of Law, who is 35-year-old, the head of Delta State. I invite to receive this prize, Cadet ASP David Israel Onowa Mary. This is the overall best in academics and police professional duties. Now this is a big book. 90% I ain't carry for all the exams. Please move forward again. We graduated with 4.7 ACGPA from the Department of Law. Can we please clap for this young man? 4.78. Many of the body will start them now. We do manage get to get to class. This boy is a big book. The next on the list we have, Your Excellency, is the best cadet officer in character. Wonderful. Best cadet officer in character goes to Cadet ASP Abdullah Mohammed Olatuposu, who is from the Department of Biochemistry. He is 24-year-old and he hails from Moyo State. I have the privilege of inviting forward to have his prize. The best cadet officer in character. Cadet ASP Abdullah Muhammad Olatuposu. I will appreciate this young man. Abdullah Muhammad Olatuposu is marching forward gallantly. The best cadet officer in character. Make sure you exhibit this when you go to the field. Maybe you are going to join us in population department to exhibit your good character. What will say the next program we want to do, the next assignment is keeping and commissioning of male and female cadets the major purpose for which we have been invited to here today. And then I privilege of inviting forward Senator Mohammed Buhari Shehu, who is from Zamfara State. He studied law and is 25-year-old. And Dorothy Opitan Christopher, Senator SP, she hails from Local Edo State. She's 24-year-old and also happens to be the general number 2 of the regular classified cadet ASP Poland. She studied biochemistry. Now I call forward Mohammed Buhari Shehu. To move forward again is Cadet ASP Dorothy Opitan Christopher. Oh, this is your voice. Listen for free, make it perform whether. And if you say backward, your backward must come with decency. Avoid of corruption, extortion, and harassment. You have beautiful and good voices. Use this to support the initiative and policies of the Inspector General of Police for effective policing of Nigeria. We don't do mobile training. We don't do belief for granted. We have to tell you to march forward towards the standards of honor for your people and commission. I'm informing Your Excellency that these award winners have been blessed with various prizes from the Nigerian Police Microfinance Bank, cash prizes, and other gift items given to them to appreciate them. Your Excellency, at this point in time, let me invite one of the council members of the Nigeria Police Academy, Government Council, Chairman Police Service Commission, Retired IGP Dr. Solomon Arase to step forward. We have a tradition here, Your Excellency. At this point in time, I want us to have all the presentations at once. We have a gift to be given to the special guest of honor. We have a special gift to the special guest of honor. This is handed over to the Chairman Police Service Commission, who is a strong member of the Government Council of Plot. to do presentation to Mr. President. It's a tradition here, and this is part of the history that been written here today. Thank you, Mr. President, our special guest of honor and the grand officer of this parade. We appreciate you. At this point in time, the president will go back to saluting the so that we can finish this parade on time. Parade commander, carry on with the rest of the parade, please. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Airport, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chairman Police Council, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, CCFR, heavily represented by the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Kashif Shettima, CCOA. Hip, hip, hip. We appreciate these young officers who are getting commission the spirit of justice today. Yes, hello. I will rise for the national anthem, please. National anthem.